Hi, Licenciado Mendoza. Hello, partners. Today, we are going to develop a lesson plan for the macro teaching 4. And this is based on the student's book, Interchange 4th edition for the level 1. We are taking the unit number 5, which is I come from a big family. This macro teaching is delivering a short lesson plan to enhance written micro skill. In this written lesson, students will have the opportunity to learn a new vocabulary related to family members and the correct use of quantifiers according to guide them to this critical step in the writing process, reviewing and working with peers. As always, this is for students who they are adults. They are between 20 and 25 years old in a level 1 with a low proficiency level of English language. They are taking classes because they want to improve their skills of communication in a second language. The objective for this lesson is that the students will be able to use quantifiers when they are reading and making sentences with the new vocabulary that they are going to learn in today, and talk about family members making the activities assigned as well. And the teachers are Irlanda Saray Ruiz, William Rodriguez Minero, and myself, Marta Alicia Mejiva Rivera. We're going to start with Irlanda Saray Ruiz. Thank you.
Thank you, Marta, for your presentation. It's a pleasure for me to be with you and share this time together. Well, to start with this class, we're going to open our student book to page 30. Can any of you tell me what the topic is, please?
Sure, today's lesson is going to be about I come from a big family.
Excellent. Well, very well. That's right. The topic is I come from a big family. And in this class, we will learn vocabulary related to family members and explain examples what quantifiers are. But we will see that last topic later. As first points, I want to ask you a question. I'm going to start with you, Marta. How would you define the word family? What
Well,
family is?
for me, family is all the members that are related. If we are talking about central family is mother, father, son, and daughters. Extended family include grandmother, grandfather, uncle, cousins, and all relatives that are in somehow linking together, sharing their life.
That's right, Marta. That's right. And what about you, William? But I want to ask you something. How many members of your family live with you or near you?
Well, to me, a family is a group of related people.
Oh,
And about my family, I have a small family. We are only
really?
four groups, four members.
Ah, okay. I hope that you can see this presentation. And we're going to start talking about some members of the family. Okay, I share with you the family vocabulary. I want that you can read this because about grandfathers are members of the family, grandmother, father, mother, uncle, aunt, uncle, son, daughter, sister, son-in-law, grandson, granddaughter, among others, and so on. Well, we, as we know, parents are mothers and fathers, and grandfathers involve a fathers of a person. Parents we usually call or granddad or grandpa, and grandmother is a person that usually call grandmother, grandpa. Okay. Well, to continue with this, as I said before, can you please open your your book to page 30, please? And you can also see it in the presentation that I am sharing with you. The unit 5, I confront a big family, and we have a word power, and this family. Well, to continue with this, I want that you, Marta, can help us with the reading of the first parts, William, and uh, the next example. For example, Marta said, Andy, grandfather, and Marta and William tell
Complete.
complete the chart, please. Okay, can you start, please?
Andy, grandfather, and Martha is
Okay, William, what do you think?
Martha is grandmother
Okay,
or
good
grandma.
job, good job, good job. Now, William, read it, please. And Marta, complete. Sarah,
Okay.
uh-huh.
Andy and Martha have a son who's called Chris. So they
Okay,
are
okay. Sarah is the mother, and Chris is the
father.
father. Okay, perfect. And Donna is the aunt, and Manuel is the okay,
Uncle.
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 Perfect, perfect. And Sam is the husband, and Yumiko is his
Wife.
wife.
One.
Perfect. And Jim, it's a brother, and Lisa is
The sister.
okay. In this case, his sister-in-law. Okay.
Okay.
And Teresa is the
A,
cousin.
a
Okay. Okay.
cousin. Okay.
Okay.
Cousin.
Okay. And the last one, it's Michael. Michael is a son, and Lucy is
A daughter.
perfect. You're right. And Kelly, if Jimmy is a nephew, Kelly is
Niece.
Niece.
good job. Good job. And well, we will see that this is a form of tree that with some vocabulary relate to family, okay? Cousin, daughter, father, grandmother, niece, sister-in-law, uncle, wife, and among other. To continue, could Marta help us with the reading of the first part, and William with the example, please, to talk
Sh-
about the quantifiers.
sure. What are quantifiers? The term quantifier comes from the word quantity. A quantifier is placed before a noun to tell us the amount needed.
Thank
Examples
you.
of quantifiers include much, many, a lot of, plenty of, a little, some, a few, less, and the last, any.
Thank you to both of us because but now we're going to see the next video that will explain more about about the quantifiers. In the middle of this video, there are some questions. I will pause the video for you and you have to analyze and answer the question that appear in the next video clip. Are you ready?
Yes, go ahead.
Ready?
Okay, pay attention and start now.
Brain. Today, we are talking about quantifiers. Alright, let's get started. This is Tony and Jill. They're reading in bed. Tony is reading about interesting facts about the world and he is telling Jill about them. Let's listen to their conversation. Wow, what a crazy world we live in. Honey, you have to hear about some of these facts about the world. They're unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Like what, babe?
For example, look here. It says that most of the world's population lives in this circle. More people live in the circle than live outside of it.
Most people in the world live in that little circle? That is crazy.
And what about this one? It says that not many people die each year from shark attacks. Only 10 to 13 people in the whole world.
Really? That's hardly any at all.
Here's a weird one. It says that 75% of the population can roll their tongue. Only some people can't do it.
Well, I'm one of those few people that can't. Can you do it?
Of course, everyone can do that. Look, I'm doing it right now.
Ew, that's so gross. Stop it and tell me some more facts already.
Well, as we could see in the first part of the video, the words child in pink are the quantifier, okay? Now, in this second part, we are going to answer the question that appeared in the video, okay?
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, now it's time for today's grammar. And today's grammar is quantifiers. These are all quantifiers. And quantifiers indicate the quantity or the amount of something. For example, today we are talking about the quantity or the amount of people. So, starting at 0, 0% of the people, we say no one. The other quantifiers are hardly any, a few, not many, some, a lot of, many, most, nearly all, and at 100% of the people, we use everyone. Okay, let's practice. Here are some other facts about the world. For example, 75% of the population lives in this circle. Another way to say this is
Another way see it is, Marta, can you help
I
us,
think,
please?
yes, I think if the 70% of the population lives in this little circle, means that the most of all population lives in this circle.
Okay, you,
nearly
Marta,
all of the population lives in this circle.
perfect, perfect, Marta.
Oh, my mistake.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
population lives in this circle. we're using the quantifier to indicate the quantity or the amount of the population.
Nearly
Here's
all. Okay.
20% of the people in the United States can speak a second language. Another way to say this is
William, can you help us, please? Remember,
Sure.
20%.
I
Okay,
think we can use not many or a few.
okay, let me see.
using the quantifiers, not many people or a few
You're right, perfect.
people in the United States can speak a second language. Very good. Another example.
Marta, you help us in this part, please.
0.001% of the people have internet access in North Korea. Another way to say this is
Another way to say this is Marta.
Hardly any or no one people have internet access in North Korea.
Okay, let me see.
hardly any people
You're right, Marta, you're right.
have internet access in North Korea. Now, 0.001% of the population is practically zero. So we can also say
We
Mm-hmm.
can also say, William,
No,
Yes, no one has internet access
okay,
in North
because
Korea.
it's related to 0%, okay?
no one. No one has internet access in North Korea. Very good. One last example. Finland wants to give 100% of the people $800 a month if they live there. Another way to say this is
Another way to say this is, William, please.
Everyone, Finland wants to give everyone
Oh,
$800 a month if they live there.
okay, let me check it.
Finland wants to give everyone $800 a month
You're right.
if they live there. Very good. So, remember, guys, the quantifiers 100% of the people, we say everyone. Everyone. Going down in the percentage, we say nearly all, most, many, a lot of, some, not many, a few, hardly any, and no one.
I hope that you understand these terms about members of family and quantifiers. Okay, it was very nice to develop this first part of the class with you. Thank you. And now we pass with my partner William in the following stage. Bye.
Hello class, this is William Minero and today I am going to help you with this while writing a stage. As Fernanda said before, today's lesson is going to be about quantifiers. And thank you, Orlando, for that introduction. We really
You're welcome.
learned a lot with that video. So we are going to make a brief uh, recap about quantifiers. Well, quantifiers, we use this to express a quantity of an object, of something. Uh, so we can use for 100% all and almost 100% nearly all. If we are in the middle for undefined quantities, 50%, roughly 50%, we may use many, a lot of, or some. For 0%, we use no one. And we can see a contrast between no one, which is 0%, with 100%. That is all. Or as Yolanda said, we can use no one for 0% and everyone for 100%. Another quantifiers are not many and few, which is for a 25% routing. So we can see many examples. And Yolanda, can you help me to read this example with nearly all, please?
Okay. Um, Nearly all families have only one child.
Marta, can you help me with a lot of, please?
Yes, a lot of families are smaller these days.
Great. Yolanda, can you help me with not many or few?
Yes, I can. Not many couples have more than one child.
Thank you. And Marta, can you help me with the last?
Yes, no one gets married before the age of 18.
That's right. That's a good fact. Well, I think that we are ready for the following activities, so we are going to start. I think that you have already have your code to be part of this class. Okay, now we are going to develop this activity, which consists in rewriting these sentences using quantifiers. And remember that you have in some of the answers two choices. And also you will be able to see and check your answers using the little square that we checked before. Let's get started. So you have 1 minute, and then we are going to share the answers. 20 seconds. Okay, Marta, thank you. 5 seconds, Irlanda.
Okay.
Time's up. Okay, we have in the US 70% of high school students go to college. So we have two options. We may use nearly all or most. And Martha, you are right. In the US, most of high school students go to college. Excellent. So let's
Yeah.
go to the next one. Okay, let's develop the following. Remember that I will give you 1 minute and you have the example that we saw before in the little square, in the little picture. Go ahead. In El Salvador, 0% of the people vote before the age of 18. 0%. 20 seconds. Thank you, Marta. 5 seconds, Irlanda. Great, thank you.
Okay.
And both are correct. In this case, we just have one single answer. In El Salvador, no one of the people vote before the age of 18. 3, 2, 1. And the next one. 40% of the people. In this case, we have two options. Time's up. Yolanda, are you ready?
Yes.
What is your answer, Yolanda? Sorry.
Some. I can read some or a lot of or not. Some people
Right.
in.
A lot of people in Sweden live alone. Or, as Martha typed, some of the people in Sweden live alone. Okay. And the last. Well, in this case, we are talking about 23%. Make sure that you type the full sentence, please.
Okay.
10 seconds. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Linda.
Okay.
In Singapore, not many of the people speak English at home. Right. Both are correct. Well, in this case, we can also use,
A few.
yes, in Singapore, few of the people speak English at home. That's right. Okay, let's go to the next topic. Remember that this lesson is I come from a big family, in which we cover the quantifiers and family members.
Yeah.
As Irlanda showed this example with this family tree, we have Andy and Martha. They are grandfather and grandmother. They have a son, which is called Chris, and his wife, Sarah. They are father and mother. Andy and Martha have a daughter called Donna, and her husband, Manuel. They are aunt and uncle. Also, Chris and Sarah have a son. His name is Sam, and his wife is Yumiko. Also, we have Jim and Lisa. They are brother and sister-in-law. Donna and Manuel have a daughter. And with Jim and Lisa, she is their cousin. And to conclude, we have Michael and Lucy, son and daughter from Sam and Yumiko. Also, we have Kelly and Jimmy. They are niece and nephew. So, based in this family tree, you are going to develop the following activity. Okay, so you will have 5 minutes to write an email to a friend about your family. As you can see in the picture in the example, you can use quantifiers related to your country. Yolanda, where are you from?
I am from Honduras.
And Martha, where are you from?
I'm from San Salvador.
Okay, so in this case, Yolanda can write the email about Honduras, and Martha can tell us a little bit about her family in El Salvador.
Okay.
Time's up, Yolanda. Okay, let's read about Martha. Okay, Martha, can you read it, please? Tell us about your family.
And yes, hi, Will. Glad to know about you. All my family, it's okay. Thank you for asking. I have a lot of things to do with them during the summer. We are going to travel to Europe in August, and we are planning to visit some interesting places. No one is ready yet, but we are thinking about many things to do before to go. It will be an exciting trip.
Great, I really liked that email, and I will
Thank you.
answer this email immediately. So I hope you have a great time with your family in Europe.
Sure.
So that's all. I hope that you learn more about the quantifiers and you can continue practicing this. As you can see, you can write an email or a paper to your family or your friends using the quantifiers. So thank you for your time and your participation. And you will be with my partner, Martha.
Thank you, Irlanda. Thank you, William. It was a very interesting topic that we were talking in this lesson. As you know, my name is Martha. Welcome. And I'm going to make a review about what we're talking about before. Let's start telling some words about what is written. Written is a process, not merely just a product. Well, I read that doing reading assignments takes time and patience. It is never one step action. When you begin the process of reading, you have already been thinking about what to say and what to say it. Then, after you complete your assignment or your lesson, you have to read over and over what you have written and make changes and corrections. If you write and revise and write and revise again until you are satisfied that your written expressions are exactly what you want to say. We are going to have a review of the content about the new vocabulary, which is the family members, and also the use of quantifiers. Nearly all, most, many, a lot of, some, not many, a few, and no one. Let's start with the first activity. Okay, with this activity, we are going to practice the new vocabulary about the family members. As students, Irlanda and Will should identify each one, okay? And you have to use quantifiers with your answers, okay?
Okay.
Let's start. Please tell me when you were ready, okay? There are only 10 questions
Okay.
and you
Understood.
have to use quantifiers. This is related
Okay.
to the family members as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. What about you, Landa? Did you finish?
Um, yes, I sent my answer.
Okay,
Send you my
perfect.
answer.
Let's check the answers. For the first one, I placed that some couples should live together before they marry. What do you think about it, this sentence? Well,
I think it's okay for me.
do you think
Sure,
that
it
some
works.
couples should live together before they marry?
Sure, because you have to take some time to know well about the other person.
Hmm.
Yes, I agree with you. Okay, let's continue with number two. Must husband should do household chores? How do you think? What do you think about this second sentence, Will? Do you think that when you got married, are you going to help in the household chores?
Sure, because if we're talking about must, it is almost mandatory. And in these times, we're living equally, so men and women have the same and things to do at home and to help at home.
Roles roles at the home. Yes, as a
Right.
couple. Yes, as a couple, it's very important to share all the chores at home.
Okay.
And let's check the number three. All family members should have their own cars. What do you think about that?
I think that it's all right because it's needed in this time to have a car.
However, if you think twice and remember the pollution, we can use one car and try to go to the work or to the school using the same car. It's not
Sure.
necessary.
No,
For
it's
me,
the
it's
same
not
car.
necessary.
Okay, one car for family. I think that is okay. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Sure, because we are talking about the family, so a father can get a ride for. or the daughter or mom can get a ride to her husband and they say,
Yes.
you,
And they can have an opportunity to stay together and share more quality time, right?
Yes, you're right.
right.
Okay, let's continue with the next one. And the number four, not many parents and children have dinner together. I think that happens in those days.
Yes, you're right, Marta. Not all the parents and children take
Even
or spend time together.
even if they want to do, if we want to do it, everyone have different activities to do, and for that reason, the schedules are not the same for all the members of the family, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For the number five, a place nearly all young people get a job when they turn 18. Do you think that is true?
Mm,
Sure, that's true. I got my first job at the age of 18.
Sure. I think so because it happens to me. When I turned 18, I was excited to get my first job. I think when at that age you are looking for your independence.
yes, you're right.
Exactly.
Okay, let's continue. All working mothers should get maternity leave. I am 100% agree with this sentence. What do you think?
Sure, that is a benefit that every mother must have.
Sure. You're right. Let's continue. A lot of families have more than 5 children. I think that not anymore.
Yes, I disagree. In other times, maybe, but
But not in this
currently,
time.
young people prefer not to have children or just have one or two children.
Or two.
Or none.
Or okay, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Non-children.
Those days, none. Yes, okay. And this is when our grandfathers didn't have a TV. That's for sure. Let's continue then. On the number eight. Some sons and daughters, of course, should leave their parents when they turn 21.
I'm
Are
agree.
you agree?
Yes, I think
I
that
agree.
all the children, some children, but the children that are studying, they need to live with their parent uh, till
Yes,
they finish their career.
we may say that this is true in the United States
Mhm.
because when the sons and the children or the kids turn 21st, 21 years old, they prefer to live alone and
Yes,
make their own life. However, in America, in Latin American families, they prefer that the children stay at home and parents help them with the studies, with all the things that they need until they get married.
yes, it's
Let's
different.
continue. Yes, it's a cultural differences.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. The number nine, many old parents. go to retirement homes? What do you think?
Mm,
If you
all
became
good.
old, would you like to be with your family or do you prefer to go to a retirement home?
I prefer that my parents are with me and not in retirement homes. I think
Well,
that
we were talking about Latin America in here. Uh, Grandmother and grandfather lives with their families until they die.
It happens sometimes, but remember that in El Salvador, the retirement homes are in bad shape. So it is very difficult for people that doesn't have sons or daughters that can share a place with them and stay at home with their grandfathers or their old parents as
yeah,
well.
yeah, you're right.
And the last one, example. No one teenager shouldn't get a tattoo without parents' consent. What do you think about that?
And I
Do you
agree.
have tattoos?
No, I have not tattoo, but I but I want.
No, I don't have a tattoo. I like to see tattoos in other person, but
But do you
and we are
I
think,
talking about
I want to be one that tattoo.
sure, but you are not a teenager anymore. The thing is, do you
exactly.
think that teenagers should get a tattoo
Hmm.
or not without
No,
the parents'
you can
consent?
do whatever you want
They
with your
need the
body, but
parents' consent.
after 18.
After you became an adult, I
Yes,
think so. Until you are an adult and you do your own by your own, when you take the control of your life, you can do whatever you want to.
yes,
But if you are a teenager, a kid 13 or 16, I think they should get a tattoo only if the parents consent.
yes.
Okay, this activity was with the purpose of the review the use of the quantifiers related with situations with a family as well. Any question about it?
Mhm. It was clear for me. It
I don't have
was an
questions.
excellent.
And I really like this activity to share with you.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. This is all for me. Thank you for the previous one. And see you next macro teaching, okay?